Can we go to Cheyyur next?
Yeah.
I chose Cheyyur. It's a nondescript, small little town, lesser known place. Very few people know about this place itself. And this is among the salt pans after Mahabalipuram, Kalpakam when you cross and go towards Pondicherry. This little town is there. It has a beautiful temple. And
Hmm.
there was a musician called Cheyyur Chengalvaraya Shastri. He was supported by the Vedachala Mudaliyar family there. And
Ah.
because Kanchipuram was close by, he has sung a lot of songs on Kamakshi, Kanchi Kamakshi. But
Hmm.
what is interesting is he's done an opera called Sundaresha Vilasamu, where
Ah.
he describes, of course, the story of Parvati and Sundaresha. And
Hmm.
show me the next slide, please. That is about Sundaresha Vilasamu. You can just click. So here, if you look at it, Parvati is in separation always in most stories. Apparently, Shiva got married to her and then he left her and went away to Kailasa. So she
Hmm.
was searching for him, and her Sakhis come and ask her, "Who are you looking for? Why are you so sad?"
Hmm.
And then she says, in those days, people couldn't say the name of their husbands.
Yeah.
They call them by their name, but then then they wouldn't say that. So her response was in a number of questions, and the central syllable of each answer would give the name of
Wow.
the person.
Wow.
That's why I just gave this. Taritraduga Pamu. 1 second, I think I'll have to open my.
Sure, sure.
Just give me a minute. Yeah. Taritraduga Seyudagu Pamu Peremi. What is the name of the snake that was used for churning the ocean? Vasuki. So,
Ah,
Su from Vasuki. Kadali
right.
Dratina Goppa Kavvamedi. So,
What
what
was
is the
the
name of the stick that was used to churn the ocean?
Hmm.
Mandaram. The Unda is there from where? Sunda has come. పూల
Correct.
తేనీయలను గ్రోలేడు పురువెద్ది. What is the name of the insect that draws honey from the flowers? It's Dvirebham. So,
Ah,
Re has come there. Sundare.
right.
Yaradambunaku mundu parachunnedi. Yeddi. So, what goes in front of a chariot? That's an Ashwamu, a horse. So,
Right.
Sundareshwa has come. Ilunenda velugandagala bhushanam beddi taruni. What is the light of a home? Taruni, the young daughter. So Ru has come, and finally Vigneshwaruni Cheta Velayunneddi Kudumu. Kudumu is like Korkate. So Sundareshwarudu is the name of the person she is searching for. That is the kind of poetry that was there. You have today we do crossword and cryptic clues and
Yeah.
puzzles and all that. You had all these cryptic clues even then.
And here, ma'am, just one other point I wanted to ask you. So
Yeah.
we spoke about, of course, different kings,
Hmm.
supporting these musicians and composers. But you mentioned also about the Modaliyars. So
Hmm.
they belong to the trading community, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So I think even the trading communities, especially the Modaliyars and Chettiars, also have played a very big role, right, in
See,
preserving these art
actually,
forms.
if you ask me when I'm talking about Muthu Krishna Mudaliyar or when I'm talking about Chinnaswamy Mudaliyar, they were actually not, though they came from a trading family, they were Dubashis for the East India
Ah, yes,
Company.
correct, correct.
Being Dubashis, they had a position of authority and power, and
Right,
therefore they
right,
could support. Vedasala
right.
Madhya, of course, was a rich person, and therefore, see, we had what were the venues for the musicians? It had to be royal courts, homes of rich patrons, some festivals, some occasions, some marriage, temple rituals. Those were the times when they sang. So they were
Right.
supported in that way.
And also, ma'am, we have also heard, especially since you also mentioned about Muthukrishna Mudaliyar and all, the families are also very much related with the family of Ramaswamy Dikshitar,
Yes, yes,
Muthuswamy Dikshitar and all, right? And it is at
yes,
that time also that we have this influence of Western music,
yeah,
which happened in Carnatic, into the Carnatic style. And we
yeah,
also know, we have heard of Dikshitar, adapting the notes, the English notes, then also the violin getting adapted into music, and Balaswami Dikshit learning. So if you could speak a bit about the influence of Western music.
Okay. See, one thing I want to say here very clearly, I would rather than say influence of Western music, I would just say influence of the West on South Indian music, because our music was not in any way changed. That is one area where the British were unable to touch. In fact, when they changed the system of education, they introduced the railroad system, they did so many things. But one aspect that they couldn't even fathom was this beautiful classical music that we had. And so that remained untouched, and we could preserve it in its chaste form. Those who reported about it mentioned that this was a very primitive kind of music with all kinds of sounds, and there was no notation. That was their complaint, that there was no notation. And notation came into Carnatic music much later. The earliest book with notation is in 1859, Sangeeta Sarvartha Sara Sangrahamu of Veena Ramanujaya. And subsequently, of course, Tachur Brothers, Subbarama Dikshit, and all that came in the early 1900s, late 1800s. And that's how printing started. Books with notation started coming into being. But before that, we had no documentation. It was entirely an oral tradition, just an oral tradition. And how did Western influence come in two, three ways? I would say one is they could influence the courts. So every court had a huge band. The Maratha court had a band of 150 musicians. They had the bassoon, the tambourine, they had the piano. They would bring all these instruments from England, paying a huge sum, shipping it. In fact, most of these instruments also had the name of the ships written on them. Minerva, Indus, and all would be written. And they would lend it to the uh, wives of the residents who were here, who could also play on it, because otherwise they were missing home and they didn't know what to do without their instruments. So, one very great thing that they did was to influence the rulers to have bands in their courts. Without, every kingdom had its own band. The Mysore court also had its band. So this band was introduced, and the band was there in Fort St. George. That is where the Dikshit family heard it for the first time, and Baluswami Dikshit took the violin. And the violin, being an instrument which has got continuous resonance, they thought it would be useful for using it in the Carnatic concert as well. Other
Right.
instruments that we have adapted, mandolin, saxophone, they're all wind instruments. If you notice curiously, they'll also have accompaniment of tawil sometimes, because it comes from
Yeah.
the Nagasara tradition where they are wind instruments. So
Correct.
here, one thing is the band. The other, can you just click once more? There's a picture there which I want. Ah, yes. I'm sure you would have guessed, or if you don't know what it is a
Yeah.
huge pedal harmonium, which was the first one, which was created by Alexander Dubin, who was a Frenchman. This was very uncomfortable to carry around and play, almost looks like a piano. So,
Yeah.
a Bengali musician known as Dwaraknath Ghosh, he created the harmonium that we use today, the little harmonium that we use.
Wow.
Yeah. So
This is
we
actually a very
we just
interesting
take
story.
Western instruments, but we don't play Western music. We play Indian music. The distinction that we have done is what we play from the West. We call it note swara sahityam. So we haven't given it the distinction of a raga. It's just a
Yeah.
note we play. And here,
Correct.
Muthuswami Dikshit has composed close to some 29 note swara sahityam songs which are quite well known. Similarly, Tyagaraja has sung Varalila Ganalola. Kadana
Hmm.
Kutuhalam also is a kind of raga which has got a little bit of the Western influence, when you have this kind of note kind of feeling. So, what we have done is, yes, we have created a system of notation on our own. We have the band in the rulers' courts, and of course, instruments that we have borrowed from them and adapted to our own style in a different way. Maybe it may not be have all the characteristics of a gamaka oriented music, some of the instruments, but still they have done a great job of adapting it to the Indian system.
Right.
In
Right.
fact, one of the several tuners of these musics piano, one of the Raja had a Brahmin tuner for the piano fourth.
Oh. Wow. Now, it's actually very interesting you mention about this notation
Hmm.
because we find this, of course, in Western music. You have all those completely notated. The song is because also for the operas and for the different kinds of the musical
See,
congregations,
one
you have
thing is they
everything
have
noted for an instrument.
correct, and they have multiple musicians playing at the same time, and
Correct.
therefore they need to have this notation to keep looking. And the other thing that they have is they have particular pieces for instruments, whereas in Carnatic music, Hindustani music also they have guts and all, especially for sitar, they have separate music. Whereas in
Hmm.
Carnatic music, it is the same vocal music that's played on instruments, albeit differently sometimes, but it's the same music. There is no separate instrumental music as such.
Right. Right.
So here, one more interesting fact. Can you give me the next slide? Is I think it's Sayaji Rao of Baroda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Marathas in Baroda, though it's not, they are south enough, south of the Vindhyas.
Yeah.
But
Correct.
he was highly influenced by the Western world. So he spent half his life going abroad and spending a time of lavish life there. But one great thing that he did was he set up a big department of entertainment in Baroda. And
Wow.
he called this the Kalavanta Karkhana, literally factory of music or entertainment. And
Yeah.
this was, he put a person called Maula Baksh in charge. Maula Baksh was a wrestler turned musician, and he was a very dominant and powerful person who was in charge of all these musicians. So he created this, and he was very strict about how they performed, how they dressed. In fact, one of his court musicians, Fayaz Khan, was sent to Mysore on two occasions. So rulers would direct their lives. They lent their musicians to other courts. And in
Wow.
his court, the female musicians were paid more than the male counterparts.
Wow.
Yes. And he had others also. He had mime artists, he had drama artists, he had dancers. Veena Dhanamal has also visited his court. So Baroda became a very big center for music. Subsequently, when we had these national congress and conferences for music, Baroda was one big center for one of the conferences.
Wow. So, ma'am, you mentioned about Veena Dhanamal performing, within the Baroda court, and also the women musicians being paid more than the men. So these are all like very interesting anecdotes that you have, with respect to different kingdoms. So, are there some other interesting anecdotes also with respect to these kind of kingdoms and how the music was treated, how musicians were and artists were treated, etc. in these kingdoms?
Yeah, actually, what is our source for all these things is the writings from musicians of earlier times. So they have told us some stories which we take, and of course, there are some historians who have documented the Marathas of Baroda and things like that.
Ah, okay.
And, in the southern kingdoms, see, as in any other kingdom, there always be competition
Hmm.
because each musician would like to prove that he is the greatest. They would try to outdo the other either in a pallavi or something, some way or the other. So there is a story about Pallavi Dorasamy Iyer in the Maratha court and about a
Hmm.
Veena artist who said that the Veena was superior to the voice. Have you heard the story before?
No.
Okay. So then he immediately composed a song on Parvati and Shiva. Ade Namma. You might have heard the song in Paras.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. So in the Charanam, he says, Tripura Harudu Nadumu Girrani Tirigi. He turned. So can you sing grrr on the veena? He says. So I'll just sing the charanam of
Yeah.
this
Sure.
song.
Sure.
చెవుల నుండు తాటంక కుండల చెవి చేకిట మెరుగాడ జాహ్నవి యువతీయుతమైన జట కట్టుముడియుడి హసియాడ నరసంబులోలుక మోము చిరునవ్వు ముద్దుగులుగాక ಭುವನಾವನ ಚತುರುಡೈ ವೆಲಯು ತ್ರಿಪುರ ಹರುಡು ನಡುಮುಗಿರ್ರನಿ ತಿರುಗಿ ಆಡೇನಮ್ಮ.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Actually, the words of the song are very beautiful. This is, first when Shiva dances, Parvati looks at him with a sidelong glance and says, Shabash. And then as he dances, his matted hair shakes, the river Jahnavi, and then his kundalam also shakes. And Tribhuvana, the whole three earths are looking at it, and Tripura Harudu, when he does a grrr, when he turns around as a dance, Ade Namma Harudu Drigudu Tayyani. So
Beautiful.
that was the song he sang, and he defeated the Veena in the person in the court. Another very interesting incident is I told you about Amarasimha being thrown out of the Tanjavur court. He moves to Thiruvidai Marudu. He was very, very fond of Dhanam Krishnayar. And he invited Dhanam Krishnayar many times to Thiruvidai Marudur, but Dhanam Krishnayar refused to move out of Thiruvidai Marudur because he was attached to the Yuvaranga kings. So Amarasimha comes in disguise to see what is happening here and why he wants to stay in this court so much. And then, of course, he goes back. So, story is he comes in disguise. Okay. Another interesting story is about the Maratha court. Not Maratha, sorry, court of Mysore. Initially, I mentioned to you, I showed you the picture of the Darbar scene in Mysore. People had to have that special dress. So, Mahavaidyanath Shivan was invited to the court of Mysore. And here they had to wear those special robes. It was a dress code. Any musician in the court had to wear the turban and the dress, the robe. So Mahavaidyanath Shivan, you must have heard, is a very orthodox person. Even in the middle of a concert, he would go out to do his Sandhya Vandanam and come back.
Correct.
So here, the king made a special silken robe for him, muddy silken robe for him, so that he could wear that and sit. In fact, Vasudevachar also says, Patnam also didn't like this. And Patnam told him after he came to the court and he came back and he said, Vasu, I liked everything. I didn't like one thing. I didn't like that turban on my head. So these are some of the incidents.
Actually, ma'am, because you mentioned about the Mysore court, so we spoke a lot about the Tanjore court and the other related kingdoms. But I think among the other kingdoms has been the Mysore court, the Travancore dynasty. These have been other families or the king, the dynasties, which have supported music a lot, right?
Correct.
So if you could speak a few words about them as well.
So then can we go to the next slide? I come to the...
Okay, yeah.
Mysore. Wadiyars, Mysore, Vadiyars, Wadiyars. And this picture is a musical iconography. This is from the Sri Tattvanidhi. See, there was a ruler, Krishnaraja Wadiyar III, who created musicological iconography for the first time. So you have had Ragamala paintings in the north and all. In the south, we've not had iconography. So here it is, it shows the 36 ragas were shown for the first time. And he created Shiva Tattvanidhi, Kautuka Nidhi, a huge lot of books he composed.
Okay.
And among the Mysore kingdoms, they ruled for close to 500 years. And they patronized a lot of music. Many of the kings themselves were musicians, including Jayachamaraja Wadiyar, who was the last ruler, he was there till 1947.
Right.
One of the earliest musicians was well-known musician Sadashiva Rao, Mysore Sadashiva Rao. One very interesting fact is, though these people lived in other states, they came in search of music to the Tanjavur belt. So he came to the south. You have people from Andhra coming to the south. Piratla Shankara Shastri came to Tiruvatiyur Tyagayar, called Mutyalpet Tyagayar at that time. So they came searching for music. Vasudevachar came to Patnam. So even from Mysore, many musicians came there. A very interesting fact about the Mysore court is, though the Veena originated, they say, in Tanjavur, It originally, as ma'am mentioned it was more a practice kind of instrument to understand the shrutis, etc. Then it became a practical oriented instrument. So it was
Right.
only in the court of Mysore that there's so much of Veena next to their names. Veena, Seshanna, Veena, Subbanna, Veena, Venkatagiriyappa. The court patronized a lot of Veena, and
Yeah.
they composed a lot of musical pieces like Killanas, Varnams and all, which were suitable for being played on an instrument.
And
So I
also,
was
ma'am,
talking about Mysore.
also, ma'am, we have Harikeshanal Muttaya Bhagavatar, who was the court musician there in Mysore, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll come to him, but before that, I want to sing a few lines of a Varnam by Mysore Sadashivarao.
Sure,
He's
sure.
composed Danyashi Varnam. Ye Maguva Bodhinchara. I'll just
Okay,
sing a few lines.
sure.
Another interesting thing I said, usually when they may mention the name of the ruler, they mention the name of two rulers. So and so
Hmm.
son, Tanaya or Putra, and then they mention two kings so that they can please two kings at the same time, I think.
Yeah.
ये మగువబోధించరా నీకే మగువబోధించరా ఎందుకింత మోగిజే సేవు చామరాజ భూపాల चामराज भूपाल तनय सरस श्री कृष्ण राजेन्द्र. Then it goes on to the swara. So
Beautiful.
Chamaraja Bhupala Tanaya Sarasa Shri Krishnendra. He sings. Then you mentioned Muttaya Bhagavata, but before him, and yeah, wanted to say that he also sang a beautiful song on the Parthasarathi temple in Chennai. And one of the charanams is entirely, it's got the Bhagavatam. I think this slide has got the picture of that Vachama Goja Rundani, correct?
Correct.
వాచామగోచరుండని నీ పాదములకు వందనమొనరించితి జగదీశ పార్థ సారథి కరుణాపయోనిధి వాచామ. Very brilliant composition in Atana. So the entire story of the Bhagavatam is there in the Charanam. Kaludu koni poina Guru Putruni Dechinavu. I think there is a story of death taking away the child and how Krishna helps
Krishna
his
helped
guru.
it to retrieve back. Yeah. Of
కంసుని
it.
మగమణచి వసుదేవ దేవకిని సెరయని విడిపించి. You killed Kamsa and Vasudeva Devaki, you removed from the jail.
In the prison. Yeah.
Then వాలు కంటి అయిన ద్రౌపది హా కృష్ణాయని మొరలిడ గాచినావు కుచేలు
Yeah.
నాకు దీర్చినావు పాండవులు also you help Pandavas. So
Correct.
Draupadi, Kuchela and Pandavas. So entire Bhagavatam is there in the Charanam.
Beautiful.
It's a very
Beautiful.
beautiful song. Then there's a musician who was a drama artist, Bidaram Krishnappa.
Ah.
He was very, very famous. And
Yeah.
if you listen to his music, you'll know the high pitched kind of music. It's there on YouTube. He's sung. So, and as I mentioned to you, just as every state had a band, most of these states also had to have an anthem, according to the British. So, the coronation of a ruler, Basavappa Shastri, he created a state anthem for Mysore, for Maharaja Chamaraja Vadiyar in 1881. For this
Wow.
coronation, for the tutelary deity, the lyrics are in chaste Kannada, but they paid homage to Chamundi. But at the same time, this had its Carnatic soul, but a Western flavor. So apparently, it was set to the duple meter waltz. I'll just sing a little bit of that Kaya Shri
Sure.
Gauri.
Sure.
One second, I need my. Yeah. कायौ श्रीगौरी करुणालहरी तोयजाक्षी शङ्करीश्वरी वैमानिकभामार्चितकोमलतरपादे सीमादिकभूमास्पदे कामितफलदे कायौ श्रीगौरी करुणालहरी तोयजाक्षी शङ्करीश्वरी श्रीजय चामुण्डिके श्रीजय चामेन्द्र नामाङ्कित भूमीन्द्र ललामननुददे कायौ श्रीगौरी करुणालहरी तोयजाक्षी शङ्करीश्वरी.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, that was in the Western kind of this thing.
Yeah.
Another, you mentioned Mutaya Bhagavatar. Yes, he was very much in the Mysore court, and he composed as many as 23 new ragas, some of them being Urmika, Vijaya Saraswati, Nagabhushanam, Vijayanagari, Niroshta. Niroshta, many of you will probably know the story already. The ruler had some mouth ulcer, so he couldn't join his lips. So he composed a raga where the syllables ma and pa were not there. So the swara and the song, both the swara and the song have no ma or pa. Sari ga da ni sa ni da ga ri sa ragam. Raja Raja Rajite. So, and he says, Nine Shri, he says, please save my king. Krishnendrana Rakshana Jana Jaya Janani. So this Niroshta became quite famous after that. Of course, it's been handled by many musicians. There's a Tillana Daraga. This became a very famous raga afterwards. He also composed a very beautiful Tillana in Amit Kalyani on the ruler. I'll just sing a little bit about that.
Sure.
महिमके कुमहीशूर महीपति महाराज पूजित धनपति महिमके कुमहीशूर महीपति महाराज पूजित धनपति महनीय गुणनाल्वडि श्री कृष्ण महाराजेन्द्रुनि भोग मातंगी papa ma pa ta pa ma pa ma ga ma re. It goes on, but Mahishura refers to Mysore, and he speaks of Nalvadi Sri Krishna. Yeah. Another very famous song on the Mysore composers, Chinnaya. I told you one of the Tanjavur quartet came here. And he sings a beautiful song in Atthana on Chamaraja, Chamabhupa.
Okay.
Papa Suma Shapa Shara Chapayuta Kopa Napai Kopama Pratapama Kopama Pratapama Pratapa Chama Bhupaniku Mera Gadu Lechirada Yevana Sami Mere Gadu. So that was by Chinnaya, who composed many javalis. In fact, on Chamaraja, there are a whole lot of javalis on him.
Okay. Beautiful.
I haven't, in fact, mentioned so many composers who are there.
Absolutely. I'm sure because
each one is a separate long story, so we'll have to move to Travancore from here.
Sure.
Travancore also supported music. So Swati Tirunal compositions, a huge a lot of sahityam was found, but tunes were not available. And that is when Maharani Setu Parvati Bhai, they invited Muttaya Bhagavatar to come and tune the songs. Muttaya
Right.
Bhagavatar set many compositions to tune. And this was the time that Shemangudi Srinivasa Iyer was gaining popularity in Chennai. So Muttaya Bhagavatar invited him to help him set the songs to tune. And then Shemangudi took over from there. But Muttaya Bhagavatar is credited to get the first D lit in music for his magnum opus, Sangeeta Kalpadrumam. This is
Correct.
mainly on the theory of music in Tamil, and that was from the Travancore court that he received this D lit. Then he
And also,
goes
he
back
was,
to
and also, ma'am, he was the first principal of the Swati Tirunal, the College
yes,
of
the
Music.
Swati
Right?
Tirunal Music College, of which later Shamangudi Mama was
Correct.
also there. Yes.
Yes.
So I won't go into the songs of Swati Tirunal at all because everybody, most of them you would have heard. But a
Correct.
little bit of the lesser known composers I want to talk about. One of them is Kutti Kunju Tangachi, who was a well known musician, who was the sister of Irayaman Thambi, who is well
Ah,
known for his lullaby, the Omana Tingal Kidavo. And there were other musicians like Lakshmana Pillai, who
hmm,
composed in Tamil. He lived in Kerala but wrote fully in Tamil, and
correct.
he took diverse subjects. One of them, he was very fond of the philosophy of Emerson. So he called his own house Emerson Villa, and he
Ah,
created a new raga called Amarasena Priya.
oh,
And he
wow.
has sung on the 1914 war, on Annie Besant, and on a whole lot of other current topics. So it was not just about gods and patrons. Current topics were part of his. See, you already see creativity and innovation takes new ways. We cannot
Correct.
stagnate. As long as we are within the boundary of our music, I think we should give room for creativity, plenty of
Absolutely.
creativity. There are other musicians as well. I think there was this musician called Keshava Pillai, who was
Hmm.
inspired by Bankim Chandra. So he sang this song Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. वन्दे मातरम् शुभमाय वन्दे मातरम् निरुपमशुभमाय वन्दे मातरम् करुणुगनिरुपमशुभमाय वन्दे मातरम् हृदि करुणुगनिरुपमशुभमाय वन्दे मातरम्. And the song goes on. So he
Beautiful.
sings on Vande Mataram. And like I said, every state had to have a state anthem. So Kerala state anthem was also Vanchi Bhumi Pate Chiram. This refers to their tutelary deity who was Vanchinathan, Shiva actually. So this Vanchi Bhumi Pate Chiram was their anthem before 1947.
Beautiful.
वञ्ची भूमि पते चिरम् सञ्चिदा भौजेयिकेणम् देवदेवन् भवान्यन्नु देहसौख्यं वलतेनम् वञ्ची भूमि पते चिरम्. Finally,
Beautiful.
we move to the Zamins. Coastal Andhra, which had a huge lot of samsthanas.
Right.
Chalapalli, Kalahasti, Pithapuram, Vijayanagaram, Bobbili, Saluru, Karveti Nagaram, and Mutyala, and so on. What is interesting is while there were many musicians, there were not so many great composers there that we have a huge corpus of compositions like we do in Tanjavur or Mysore or Travancore. Of course,
Uh,
they were composers. They were very good, but they didn't. Any music that has to remain has to have two things. One is maybe a big Shishya Parampara, so
correct.
that it stands the test of time, and of course intrinsic merit. So for some reason, many of these compositions haven't become popular outside of that region. Interestingly, there's a picture of Vijayanagaram. The next, there is a picture of a musician, Veena Venkata Ramanadas, who
Ah,
holds the Urdhva Veena.
wow.
This was in the Vijayanagaram Empire. And there was Pithapuram is again very interesting. The ruler of Pithapuram followed Brahma Samaj, which the Tagore family had propagated and followed and all that. His brother Saurindra
Right.
Mohan Tagore and all. So Rabindranath Tagore actually visited Pithapuram, and when he visited him, he saw a musician Sangameshwara Shastri, who was a Vainika and a musician. So he got very interested in the music. And of course, those days there was no recording available. So physically, they had to take the musician with him. So he invited Sangameshwara Shastri to go with him to Shantiniketan. And then he learned a lot of music from him. And therefore, there are Robindra Shongit songs in Carnatic music as well, ragas. So one line I will sing for you just out of interest. This is in
Definitely.
the raga Kiravani. I grew up in Kolkata, so I'm
So it is very close to your heart as well.
yes.
Yeah.
Baje koruno shure. That's Kiravani. And Mutyala Samsthana had a well-known musician called Piratla Shankara Shastri. You might have heard of him. He came many times to Chennai as well. He participated in the music conference, and his
Ah,
disciple Vinjimuri Varadaraja Iyengar was also a
hmm.
very well-known composer. And one of his Varnams is very beautiful. That is in the Dhanaraga Panchakam. All the
Wow.
five Dhanaragas. Chala mela je Muracha Kagani Mavaradara Jayelani Pai Magache Bala Putalaga Yunadi Radara Papa Mapa Magari Magari ri sari sani da da sa sa di ri ma ma pa da sa sa di da sa sa di ri ma ga ri ri sari da sa pa da ma pa ma ga ri sari ma chala mela Palumaru Vedanila Swami Palumaru. It goes like that. Then the first swaram is Sri Ragam. Ni sa ri sa ni sa pa sa ni pa ma ri ga ri sa ri. So it's very brilliantly done.
Beautiful. Huh?
So that brings us. So what happened is these samsthanas, one of the reasons why they supported music is they did not want their musicians to migrate to the south, Tanjavur and other places. Though many of them did come south to learn, even Bobili came, Keshavaya came here,
Hmm.
but these samsthanas supported. In fact, some of them had the zamindari system, so a lot more of javalis and padams and that kind of thing, Saluru and other places
Ah, ah.
they had other kinds of music, which of course didn't stand the test of time so much. So that
No,
brings us.
it's actually so beautiful because we speak about this time of the Trinity, during that time and the later times as the golden era of our music.
Hmm.
But this golden era wouldn't have been possible if we didn't have these kind of royal patronages. And as we saw through the presentation today, so many of the names related with the Trinity themselves, the disciples of the Trinity. So all this entire Shishya Parampara, everybody has been supported by some or the other royal kingdom,
In
at some
fact,
place
in
or the other.
the Trinity now, I didn't mention Yattayapuram, that was a very big court supporting the Dikshitar family.
Correct, correct.
Apart from Chinnaswamy.
Last days also there. Yeah. Dikshitar also spent his last days in Etayapuram, right?
Yes.
Correct, correct.
So I just want to, before we conclude, I just want to say a few things about a kind of recapitulation about what was the impact of the Royal Court. One
Sure.
was prolific compositions. Prolific compositions, Swarajatis, Varnams, Kirtanas, Javalis, everything. And several new ragas were handled. Several new ragas were created at this time because musicians wanted to be seen as being innovative.
Right.
Composition, competition, both was encouraged, and there was interaction among the princely states. So there were musicians who would go from Mysore to even Ramanathapuram, and from Ramnad they would come to Mysore, Mysore to Travancore. So there was a
Yeah.
lot of intermingling among musicians at this time. The Mysore court, I forgot to mention, had a large number of Hindustani musicians as well, apart from its western band.
Hmm.
Because Dharwar and all being close by, there
Correct,
were a huge
correct.
number of Hindustani musicians, and they invited a lot of Hindustani musicians to their court as well. So Western instruments came into Carnatic music. So we had the saxophone, we have the mandolin, we have the
Correct.
violin, of course. So instruments started being introduced, and a system of notation came into being, which was prodded by the British, not so much by the kings themselves, but the kings supported both musicological works as well as notational works. There were libraries, there was wealth, there was money. In fact, I was, Arunachala Kavirayar.
Ah,
He actually, when he wrote the Ramanatakam, this is 17th century and 18th century I'm talking about, somewhere mid 18th century. He went to
yeah.
Tulaja also. He tried to get the support of Tulaja, but later on it was Muthukrishna Mudaliar, who was the Dubash of East India Company, who helped him, and then he went to Srirangam and sang his Ramanatakam. So these patrons have supported so many musicians. It's just amazing, and this 250 years has got a wealth, a treasure. The more you
Absolutely.
see, the more you will learn.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, even during your summary now, there is no area that they have left unattended, right? It
Yes.
is the music part, the compositions, the musicology part. So I think it's an amazing contribution which can never be undermined. And I think, as I said in my beginning itself, it's a glimpse. I'm sure you also would have felt that this time is not
Absolutely.
enough to
There
tell
is
to
a
do
Hindi
justice to the
saying,
topic.
sorry, there's a Hindi saying which says, Gadar mein sagar bharna. You take a pot, throw the ocean into it. That is the kind of glimpse I have been able to give you of all the states and all the musicians, just a little glimpse of each thing. I
Correct.
hope you
No, ma'am, absolutely. I'm
have
sure.
in some way or the other,
Yeah,
because this is a real treasure that we have.
absolutely,
We can
absolutely.
always draw from this treasure.
And I'm sure, ma'am, I believe this is going to be the starting, and probably we should have many more sessions in the future focusing on specific aspects, because there are so many areas you have touched upon today, which actually, they create an interest in specific areas. So maybe we can plan a few sessions in the future focused on specific topics related to the different variety of topics you spoke about.
Sure.
Then you wanted to end with the Pallaki, is this one? You want to speak about
Yes.
it and then, yeah,
Yeah, all I want to say is that for the how do we take it forward from here? That's one thing which I wanted to say, because the past is our stepping stone to the future. So
yeah,
we learn from so many things, and then we take it forward, imbibe some of the music, And of course, today the patrons are different. That's another story altogether.
Yeah.
The next future generation, see, Carnatic music has always been a solo performance most of the time. This Brindagan or that is very rare. But today, a lot of people are trying other forms, mixing genres and things like that. Yes, you try all of that, but don't forget the roots. I want to conclude with an interesting Mangalam from the Pallaki Seva Prabandha.
Okay.
Where each line is divided into two parts. The first part refers to Shiva and the second part to Parvati. Mapali Devuniki Mangalam, Mamu Kanna Talliki Mangalam. And this is in the raga Pantuvarali.
Wow.
Not the usual Madhyamavati Shruti.
Correct.
Pantuvarali was
Correct.
also a raga which was used for Mangalams, many Mangalams.
Wow.
మాపాలి దేవునికి మంగళం మము కన్నతల్లికి మంగళం మాపాలి దేవునికి మంగళం రహిగల యాగేశునకురాజమౌళికి సాధ మహీపల దేవునికి మంగళం గుహకరి ముకులను పూరినితో కన్న మహిత గుణాఢ్యకు మంగళం పాలి దేవునికి మంగళం మము కన్న తల్లికి మంగళం మా పాలి దేవునికి మంగళం మంగళం. Thank you.
Amazing, ma'am. Amazing. I must say this, the last many minutes that we have spent, actually feel this is not enough. A lot more needs to be spoken about, and I just didn't feel the time passing away, fleeing
I
away.
think I took much more time than I thought I would but the subject is so vast. So
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. The
I
subject
want
is
to cut short. Sorry.
And I'm sure you would have felt the pressure, as you already mentioned, to fill up the ocean in a small pot is a very difficult job. But ma'am, it has really, I'm sure, among the Rasikas and the listeners, it would have created a lot of interest in different areas, because you touched so many areas during the course of this talk. I'm sure they would be interested in different aspects, and we will definitely try to plan something in the future around these.
Thank you. Namaskaram. Thanks to
Thanks a
all.
lot, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thanks, ma'am. Namaskaram. So, Rasikas, as we saw, beautiful exposition of the impact of the royal courts. As I even started the session, I mentioned about, without this kind of an ecosystem, it's impossible for the art and the art form to flourish. So this was a very important lecture, I felt, that we should have in the course of the other series that we are doing on the different art forms, of who supported these art forms and how did these art forms get encouraged. So it's been an apt lecture in that series, and it's been a wonderful exposition. Let's hope to have many more such sessions in the future. Keep watching Subhu's Corner on both the YouTube and the Facebook channels. Till the next session, namaskar.